So just in case you've been living under a rock for the past few hours, the new Doctor Who companion is due to be announced later on today, so just in a few hours' time. That is the news we woke up to this morning, I believe at 7 AM. The official BBC Doctor Who Twitter and Instagram accounts and all that sort of stuff, the social media channels, posted another one of those now iconic sort of teasers with the two hearts plus another emoji, in this case a red diamond. Obviously next year is the diamond anniversary. And yeah, basically revealed that on Children in Need later on tonight in the UK at circa 7 PM or 7 PM onwards, the new companion is set to be revealed. That is the companion to Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor. So in the few hours leading up to that announcement, I just want to get a few things off my chest, a few, predictions, suggestions, whatever, get some stuff on the record, just in terms of what I'm predicting the companion to be, who I'm predicting it to be. I mean, I don't have any particular names in mind, I will be honest and upfront about that from the off, I don't know. But what I would probably say is that I'm expecting it to be someone up and coming, someone young, someone sexy, for want of a better phrase as well, young and sexy and up and coming, all that kind of stuff. I can sort of see that being the sort of criteria that RTD, sets the team behind the new era for this new companion, because you've got to remember, it's someone that's going to go alongside Ncuti Gatwa. Ncuti Gatwa obviously himself kind of fits into all those three categories, kind of young and trendy, and people like him, young people like him. He's got that following from Sex Education. He's got however many Instagram followers. He's got like 3 million or something. So I can kind of see it being someone in a similar sort of vein that's maybe done a few bits and pieces already. Maybe someone that's already had a hit show or a starring role in something, like Ncuti did in Sex Education, who's kind of moving over. But I suppose it's more likely actually that it's going to be someone we've maybe not heard of yet, or maybe have only heard of very vaguely. Someone who isn't a star in their own right, and hopefully this is going to be a thing that kind of launches them. Which obviously we've seen with companions in the past. We sort of saw that, I guess, with Man Gill and Tosin Cole to some extent. But further back, with people like Billie Piper. Obviously, she was famous beforehand. But Freema Agyeman, someone like that. Catherine Taylor was a bit different, wasn't it? But someone like Karen Gillan, for example, or Pearl Mackie. They were very much sort of unknown, unheard of, and Doctor Who was the thing that made them famous. So yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking myself. And also, with the Disney Plus deal in mind as well, I think they're going to want the show to be fronted by two young, trendy, up-and-coming actors. Obviously, like I say, we've got Ncuti already, so someone in a similar sort of mould would be my best prediction. I mean, I have discussed on the channel previously, I think in videos with Miles and stuff, what I would personally like to see from the next companion. I kind of put forward a sort of slightly jokey but slightly serious suggestion of like an older woman, because obviously with the Doctor this time round, that's not what we got. We didn't get an older woman or a woman, full stop. We got a man. So, I think, to kind of fill that void, if you like, with the companion role, to have maybe, I think I've joked in the past, like a sort of dinner lady or a cleaner, or, just something like that, some kind of, classic, typical Russell down-to-earth character, alongside Ncuti's Doctor. Because that's another way they could go with it, instead of having two young and trendy people, they could have a young and trendy person in the form of Ncuti, and then alongside him, they could have someone, like I say, a bit older, or maybe not as old as I'm suggesting, but just someone a little bit older there to kind of cater for the older viewers, if you like, and to kind of have that sort of dynamic there as well, that contrast between them. I mean, in terms of recent companions that we've had, obviously we've had a sort of older companion across the Chibnall era in the form of Graham and Dan, Bradley Walsh and John Bishop. And they were very much there to kind of cater to the older viewer. So, I don't know, I can't really quite see them doing a similar thing here, in the sense of having like sort of an older male comedian. I don't think that's something they're going to follow through into this era. That was very much a Chibnall era thing. But at the same time, I wouldn't put it past Russell, like I say, to have an older woman perhaps, or just, shake it up a little bit, or have something a bit different, or, maybe even, have, like, people have been suggesting, since the dawn of time, like a companion from the past, or like a robot or an alien or something, things we saw kind of briefly in the classic series, but we've never seen in the new series, kind of, done properly. So that would be an interesting thing to see. I mean, it's interesting as well to kind of think about how this reveal is going to work, because, obviously we've been told it's going to take place on Children in Need, kind of a slot from 7 PM onwards, and I'm guessing, that there's going to be like a press release, going to be an image or whatever, released afterwards to kind of go around the world to overseas viewers, because obviously with this Disney Plus deal, and with, fans in other countries and stuff, probably people watching right now who don't live in the UK and won't be able to watch Children in Need, they're going to need to find out about this as well somehow, and, indeed, the tweet and the social media posts in general say, you know, get ready to meet the new Doctor Who companion tonight, exclusively on Children in Need in the UK, so presumably, you know, overseas viewers are going to be catered for as well somehow. I mean, I guess it's possible, you know, the phrasing there, meet the new Doctor Who companion, you know, does that mean that they're actually going to be appearing in person, in the studio, you know, alongside the presenters and literally being introduced to us in that way? Or perhaps it's like a kind of pre-filmed segment like we've seen on Children in Need in the past with things like Time Crash, with the trailers and teasers and minisodes for the Christmas specials and across the Moffat era and stuff, or like the little preview clip from Kablam that we got when Series 11 was going out. Maybe that's the format this is going to take, like a pre-recorded video clip, you know, possibly like the Jodie Whittaker reveal, or like the Bill reveal, introducing Pearl Mackie as Bill, something like that, notoriously again. Who knows, I mean, maybe I'm getting my hopes up there, but that would make it quite easy, I suppose, to then kind of, you know, upload that to YouTube or whatever, and to share it with a wider sort of cross-section of viewers across the world, as opposed to just being literally like a kind of interview or something on the Children in Need show. So I guess that's a possibility. But yeah, that's just about all I've got to say on this, really. Just want to get some things off my chest and some things on the record prior to the announcement so we can kind of check in afterwards and see, you know, how right or wrong I was about this and about who it's going to be. But, you know, if you know more about this than I do in terms of, you know, being more familiar with potential, you know, candidates, potential actors and stuff, let me know down in the comments, you know, who you either think they might end up going with, or someone you'd like them to go with, or just more generally, the type of companion that you would like to see going into this new era, you know, alongside Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor. I would love to hear all your thoughts and predictions, and do make sure you're subscribed to this channel, because later on tonight, after the announcement, sort of straight afterwards, I will of course be covering the news, doing a kind of initial reaction to it, breaking it down, giving my thoughts, and sort of looking back at these predictions I made and seeing, you know, like I say, how right or wrong they were. If you have enjoyed this video, please do leave a like, please do subscribe, like I say, if you're new. And if you'd like to support the channel in a bigger way, you can find the link to my Patreon page in the video description. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, stay tuned, and goodbye for now.